Hey everyone, Adrian from Groundhogg here with another Groundhogg 3.0 feature review. Today we're going to look at our funnel editor. So there's a few things that are new in the funnel editor besides a couple of UI changes that I think you're really going to like. Specifically today, we're going to look at the new email step and email threading. So stick around to learn more about that. So our funnel editor got a little bit of love in Groundhogg 3.0. You'll notice a few UI changes. We've cleaned up the top menu here. There's moved some of the additional actions over to a little menu on the side. As far as functionality, not much has changed as far as the menu goes. But what is changed is if we head over to our email step, you'll see that the send email step now has a full preview of the email that you're sending. So you don't actually have to click the edit email button every single time you want to see the content of a specific email. You'll be able to just open up the email step and immediately see what it is that you're actually sending. In addition to this, we have our email editor open up incredibly quickly. So there's no additional loading now. Everything's loaded in frame. It's very fast and it's much easier to work with when you're editing emails now from the funnel view. I'm going to direct your attention over to the right-hand side of the email editor where we can see a new option called email threading. Now, email threading is when you start a thread of emails within a client's inbox. If you're in Gmail or in iCloud, it's when you see the reply chain to an email. A fairly simple concept, a little bit more tricky to implement in an automation context, but we figured it out. In any email, so we have two emails here. We have a pre-sales question follow-up. So this is a follow-up email that you might send to someone who fills out your contact form. And then we send a follow-up to that email. Now, the way that this funnel is currently configured, we're sending two different emails. Now, if we were sent these two different emails, those would start two new conversations in the client's inbox, meaning that they would show up unrelated to each other. However, it is more engaging and leads to better open rates and engagement rates if you were to bump a pre-existing conversation to the top of the inbox by sending a reply to it, and now you can automate that reply so it shows up together in the inbox. What we want to do is in the second email, you can actually select the previous email that you sent. Let's go ahead, and then you'll see this little reply label show up in the email step. So that means that this is going to show up as a reply to whatever email you selected in this dropdown. So it can be an email that you sent maybe like 5 steps ago or 7 steps ago or just the preceding step. It's really up to you how you want to do it. And you can do as many emails as you want. So let's add another timer and let's add another email step. And let's just go ahead and we'll select an email. We'll use this one. And then we want to select the previous reply. So we're replying to this email. We want to send the reply to that email. And basically, we're just chaining these email steps throughout this funnel. And so every email that we send is now going to show up as a reply to the previous one that we sent in the client's inbox, which is very cool. It's a great way to increase engagement and to increase open rates. And it also saves you a lot on actually writing emails because you can just say, hey, did you see this? And then refer back to the previous content rather than having to resend duplicate content. And so it's a great experience for the end user. It's a great experience for you. It saves you a bunch of time. I think you are really going to enjoy this. Now, the caveat is that it currently only works with our API-based email integrations. So that's Mailhawk, SendGrid, AWS, Elastic Email, and Postmark. Those are the only services that currently function with this. It does not work with third-party SMTP services, and the reason for that is in order to facilitate this functionality, we need to get a message ID from the actual sender. So we looked at all of our senders, we figured out how to get the message ID from the API calls, we get that, and then we can use that, we store that somewhere, and then we use that to reference previous messages that you sent. This also only works in funnels, so it currently doesn't work if you wanted to send a reply to, let's say, a broadcast email. This currently only works in the context of the funnels. So if you wanted to send a string of replies, you have to build out a funnel to do that. So again, caveat, only works with our API-based email senders, the integrations that we build, Mailhawk, SendGrid, SparkPost, AWS, and Elastic Email, and it can only be done in funnels. However, if you're using any of those services, I highly recommend that you take advantage of this new feature in Groundhogg 3.0.